My traveling eye. When I was born, I came out looking both ways. I remember hearing someone say, "She's got a wandering eye." But I prefer to call it a traveling eye because everywhere it goes, I follow. Sometimes kids make fun of me because I'm looking in two directions at the same time. They say I have iguana eyes. I guess they're right, but I think iguanas are cool, so I must be too. My traveling eye reminds me to look around and up and down, to smell the flowers, kiss the butterflies, and read the clouds. But other times, its wandering nature gets me into trouble. "Yoo-hoo," says my teacher. "Jenny Sue." Sorry about this, you'll have to edit it there. Okay. One day my teacher sent a note home to my parents suggesting I go see an ophthalmologist to fix my eye so it wouldn't stare out the window. "No, thank you," I said to my mom and dad. "My eye isn't broken." Plus, I was scared to see an ophthalmologist. That's what she thinks is one. But Mom took me anyway. The ophthalmologist's name was Dr. Dave, and he was quite ordinary looking, to my relief. He asked me to follow his finger around the room with my eyes. Simple, I thought. He began tracing a big circle with his long index finger. My right eye followed his finger to the left, but my traveling eye went right. My right eye followed his finger up, but my traveling eye went down. My right eye started blankly at the big, round, reflective gadget on his head. My traveling eye was busy looking at everything else. "You have a genuinely lazy eye," Dr. Dave explained. "We must wake it up and set it straight." He stuck a plain round patch over my right eye. He said that should straighten the lazy eye. But my eye said, "But I'm not broken. I'm not lazy." He also gave me glasses, big, thick, red ones. Everything became mostly black and confusing. Dr. Dave looked so small and so far away. At school, kids pointed Look at her glasses. Cyclops, they said. 3 eyes, they called me. Letters floated around the chalkboard, and I couldn't make sense of them. In math class, my teacher corrected me. 3 bananas plus 3 apples does not equal to 6 oranges. At recess, I ran the bases in reverse. On the way home from school, I thought I saw an elephant sitting in a tree. Things just didn't add up. I was lost, and I needed my other eye as my guide. That night I cried myself to sleep and dreamed I was sailing far away from everything that made me sad. The next morning I told my mom and dad how sad I felt. I told them I didn't ever want to go back to school. Mom thought out loud. Jenny Sue, I think we just have to go get creative. And with Mom's help, I made my first fashion patch. Mom always thinks of something. Soon, all the kids at school wanted to wear a fashion patch, but they couldn't, not without a note from their ophthalmologist. This patch isn't too bad. Cool, awesome. Can I wear your patch, Jenny Sue? No. Fashion patches were wearing without a note from your doctor. You couldn't wear one. But little by little, my world came into focus, and I made a new fashion patch every day. My traveling eye was far from being a lazy eye. It was busy noticing all sorts of things. Look at all the patches she made to wear. Before I knew it, it was time to go back to see Dr. Dave. Well, Jenny Sue, how are you? Dr. Dave asked, staring straight into my lone eye. He instructed me to follow his finger with my traveling eye. It so slowly followed. Then he peeled off my butterfly patch. It took a minute for my right eye to adjust to the light after being in the dark for so long. He asked me to follow his finger again, this time with both eyes, a real test. I closed my eyes and took a deep breath. When I opened them, I followed Dr. Dave's finger as it floated around in a giant circle. It went to the left, up and over to the right, down and back to the center. I held my breath waiting to hear if I had passed the test. Miraculous, brilliant. It was worked. It was wakened up. My traveling eye had grown stronger, and more confident. I think it just needed some special attention. My one-eyed days were over. It was, and she says it was awake all the time. But the glasses, they were here to stay. And that was okay, because that did help me see everything better. Together, Mom and I fashioned up my new glasses. Of course, all the kids at school wanted to wear fashion glasses, but they couldn't, not without a special note from their ophthalmologist. My traveling eye still wanders sometimes. That's the true nature of an artist, to see the world in her own unique way. The end.